girl, Tyler Nicole Taylor, TNT, if you love me. Welcome back to yet another video. I want to say thank you for stopping by. I want to shout out all my subscribers. Y'all the bombs I can. And yeah, that's all I really got, for the beginning of this video. I'm going to try to keep this shorter than other videos, okay? Because I know I can go off on a tangent, y'all. But I'm going to try. This is a story time, so honestly, I don't even know how short I can make this. But just know that I tried, okay? So this story time is about the time that I dated my crush. First of all, I'm throwing it all the way back because this is my first crush, like, from high school. And what grade was I in? I believe I was in the 10th grade. And he was in the 11th grade. So, yeah. I remember the first day I saw him. I was in ROTC class, and actually, no, it was ROTC class, but we were outside for some reason. I don't even remember how we ended up outside. I don't know. We was outside for some reason for ROTC class, and they was doing a roll call. And of course, it's ROTC. Well, NJ, ROTC, Junior, ROTC, and they call your name by your last name. So my last name is Taylor, very generic, okay? So anytime they say a name like that and it's multiples, what you're supposed to do, everybody that's got the same last name go stand up at the same time and say present. That's just what you're going to do. So that's exactly what happened, except for the other person that stood up was this other guy with the same last name as me. He was black, and that's important because I was in Waldorf, Maryland at the time, going to a school that most people thought, oh, that's a white school, which it kind of really wasn't. It was more mixed than anything. But, I mean, we were the minorities. It is what it is. So, for him to have the same last name as me and be black and be cute, I was like, where you come from? I ain't never seen you before. Is he new? He was new to me. So anyway, we stood up at the same time and answered. And it was funny because I was like, oh, snap. And I felt like he kind of peeked me and kind of checked me out a little bit too. But I could have just been exaggerating because it was like everything just started moving in slow motion. Music was playing, the birds was chirping and everything, you know what I'm saying? So maybe I made it up in my head that he was checking me out, but I thought he was. Once we, continued on in the class for a couple of weeks and everybody started warming up to each other in the classroom, him and I started chit-chatting, and we always had to sit next to each other because we had the same last name. Like, what? Yes. So it got to the point where we were just like, cool. So, we had formed like a little clique in the class. Anyway, so yeah, we had a cool little crew. That was our little ROTC crew, and we kept each other awake in class, kept each other slightly entertained because, it's school and it gets boring sometimes. With all that said, of course that meant it got to a point where him and I started exchanging notes. Y'all, do y'all remember doing that? You remember, you remember when you used to write notes in class and then fold them up all fancy schmancy? Like, I could have been really good at origami if I would have gave it a shot. See, I gotta tell this story from my perspective. So for what I remember is the way the note exchange even initiated. He wrote me a note and dropped it in my little bag because I was too cute to, I've always been kind of girly like all my life. So I was a girl that in high school either I carried my books or I had just like a tote bag. I didn't have a book bag. Like, it had to be a tote that looked like a big purse, okay? That's where my books went. So that was sitting on the ground, and he had dropped the note in my little tote. And I had no idea it was in there. So I go to my next class or whatever, and I go and look in my bag, and I grab my books, and I see this note, and I'm like, I don't remember Leslie giving me a note because that was my note partner right there. Like, me and Leslie used to write each other notes all day, just talking about everything, talking about our teachers, talking about other people, talking about whatever. Like, that was my girl. So we used to write notes to each other so much that it got to a point where we just started exchanging a notebook, y'all. But anyway, I looked in there and I saw that note and I'm like, I don't remember exchanging no notes with Leslie. Where'd that note come from? So I pick it out of the book bag or out of my bag, out of my tote. And I look at it. I don't recognize the handwriting at first, but I'm like, is this who I think it is? So I open it and yeah, it was him. And I mean, the first note was really innocent and sweet and just, something dumb. I think I was having like one of them rough days. I think it was one of them, just one of them days. It was one of them kind of days, you know what I mean? Ladies, you know what I mean. So I just wasn't feeling the day, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't feeling people. I wasn't feeling like jokey or whatever. So he wrote me a little notey note with he drew something on there, and it was just his way of trying to cheer me up. The shit worked, okay? That's when I was like, got him. And then we just started exchanging notes heavily, like all day. At first it used to be just like when we would see each other in ROTC classes when we would exchange notes. Then it just got to the point where we would see each other in the hallway, had a note already ready to be like, bam! That joint got intense. The next thing you know, we exchanged phone numbers. That's really when I was like, got him. Okay, got him. He's mine. That entire time of exchanging notes and befriending each other, I was crushing on him so hard. Like, so hard. So hard. Oh my gosh. It was kind of disgusting and embarrassing, actually. I'll give you an example of how hard it was. Like, when he would come around, like, when I would see him, I think I would kind of turn a little red. I would forget to breathe. I was on my Toni Braxton, never breathe again type situation because your girl was like borderline obsessed. I just thought he was so freaking beautiful. I thought he smelled great. I mean, oh my gosh, he was just, but you couldn't tell me nothing. I thought he was like that. So yeah, brown skin, tall. He had a close cut, nice little Caesar cut or whatever like that. He had the earring popping or whatever. He had a beautiful smile. Oh my God. Okay, smile was like that. He had big old pretty white teeth. They were straight. I mean, yeah, he was like that to me. And then as I got to know him, like I said, as we were doing the get to know you process for that month and a half, and when we started exchanging notes and stuff, I really got to like his personality. Like, we were actually friends. So he used to call me all the time. And it's funny because my other best friend at the time, he was a guy. And he used to occupy the majority of my time on the phone when we would first get home from school. But when I started talking to my crush on the phone, I had to kick best friend to the curb, you know what I'm saying? Best friend had to go. Oh, now y'all know if you start talking on the phone, I mean, it's a wrap after that. At least for me, it was a wrap after that. You're going to fall in love with me if you get to chat with me on the phone, especially if when we chat, you don't ever want to get off the phone. Oh, baby, it's a wrap. I got you. I got you. It's during those conversations that I found out that he actually had a girlfriend. Ugh. It was like, oh, heck no. And I was trying to figure out, why didn't I know this? Like, why isn't this like common knowledge throughout school? Does everybody else know you have a girlfriend? Because you've been putting notes in my bag. We've been exchanging notes dead smack in the middle of the hallway in front of everybody. I'll never see you walking with no girl. You've walked me to my classes. Like, where your girlfriend be at? However, I did kind of like calm down after that. I was like, oh, well, it's a wrap for that. Like, he gonna have to lose the girlfriend before we can even dream about going any further. Like, it's no point. So I would still talk to him on the phone, but it got to the point where I started shortening our conversations. And it just felt like the reason why I'm doing this is because you have a girlfriend. You should be on the phone with her. Like, you shouldn't be talking to me. I don't want to be disrespectful to your relationship because now we are actually friends. And I don't want to be disrespectful to your relationship by taking up all this time, occupying your time that you should be using to chat with your girlfriend on the phone. On the phone, I had to tell him what it was. I was like, look, I like you. Clearly, you like me. Your notes have gotten more intense. We talk on the phone all day, every day. If I'm not in karate class. If I'm not in karate class that day, we on the phone all day until it's time to go to bed. Your girlfriend calls. Apparently, you've been telling her you're going to call her back and hanging up with her to stay on the phone with me. That ain't cool. And I refuse to keep doing that. So, and we all go to the same school. So guess what? If you want to take this thing to the next level, you're going to have to get rid of that girlfriend. I just said it like that. Listen, I was a little bit more gangster back then. Nah, I'm lying. I'm still that gangster. I gave that man an ultimatum, and I did not care. Look, get rid of girlfriend if you think that we're going to go any further. I cannot go any further with you, and I refuse to go any further with you than just friends and us chatting for a few minutes when we get home, and that's it. But when it's time, after it's been an hour or two, we got to get up off the phone. You ain't my man. Like, I've been kicking my best friend to the curb to talk to somebody that got a whole girlfriend. Come on. Nah, you got to get rid of her. Needless to say, y'all, he got rid of the girlfriend. Now, obviously, that caused all kinds of drama up at school, which was interesting because I was like, dang, shorty, I didn't even know you was with him whole time. Now that he broke up with you and he got with me, now you want to be acting all, you stole my man. Girl, I didn't even know you had a man to steal. Okay? And the thing is, y'all, she ain't really want him. She just felt some type of way, which I get. So that's fine. But she didn't really want that boy. They was just, it was your typical high school relationship of, well, my friends got boyfriends, so let me get one too. It was one of those things. I don't even think they went out on dates. Like, it was just a keeping up appearances relationship in high school. Plus, she was in the 11th grade. I was in the 10th grade, so there was that. I'm younger than her. She felt some type of way. Whatever. She thought she was going to scare me. Okay. Girl, please. That was short-lived in terms of her trying to insert drama into our relationship. We continued to be together. Y'all, we dated for a pretty long time for a high school relationship. We were together. Well, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm wrong. I forgot about the other little drama real quick. So real quick, he broke up with me because his ex-girlfriend, I guess, was pressuring his ex-girlfriend and all the other girls from his class, the 11th grade girls, were pressuring him to do so. So he did it. And that was probably like 3.5 weeks into our relationship, so it was still John new. They pressured him to break up with me. He broke up with me and cited some dumb reason why. I forgot what it was, but it was a dumb reason. And sure enough, like a week later, he's all, baby, baby, come back, please, baby, baby, please, whining and crying, talking about I never should have did that. I didn't want to do that, whatever, whatever. And I still liked him, so I took his ass back. So we continued to be together from that point forward for almost over a year after that. Yeah, around like January, February is when we broke up. And this time I broke up with him. I was like, we could still be friends or whatever, because the reason why I broke up with him at that time was not because of anything that he did to me or anything he did wrong. I just had a few friends that passed away, and I was having a really difficult time coping and dealing with that loss. So it got to the point where I just couldn't do any kind of relationship at that time. I wouldn't talk on the phone. I wouldn't leave my room unless I absolutely had to. I stopped eating. It was bad. But prior to that, for the most part, our relationship was fun. I enjoyed being with him. It was a good time. However, there were rumors that he was cheating on me with his best friend, who was a girl, and she lived in his neighborhood. Come to find out, that was accurate. He was cheating on me, meaning they were having sex, but him and I were not. So on one hand, it was kind of like, dang, that sucks. You cheated on me and it makes me look crazy. But on the other hand, it made me feel like, shit, girl, thank you, because I wasn't ready to have sex yet. I wasn't ready. I just wasn't ready. He was ready. She was ready. They did it. You know, it is what it is. That actually did not bother me that bad. It did not bother me as bad as it probably should have. Nah, I think I was right to not be bothered because, again, I wasn't having sex with them. So it is what it is. The whole point of this story time is that dating a crush is usually not all it's cracked up to be, and is I would say kudos to the people that get to marry their crush and their crush is like their dream come true person, because I know that happens. It's just that ain't happened for me and that person at all. And plus, well, I mean, we were in high school, but it was fun while it lasted. You know, I got a chance to navigate through some different relationship type of situations and scenarios, get me some good real life experience, and you know what? It was worth it. So, yeah. Have you ever dated your crush? If so, drop that down in the comments below. I want to know. Tell me a story. Tell me about how you dated your crush, if you ever dated your crush. How did it go? Did y'all eventually get married? Are y'all still dating? Are you engaged? Did y'all have kids? Like, what's going on? And if you never dated your crush, tell me what stopped you. So if you like this video, go ahead and hit the thumbs up and share it, why don't ya? Yeah? And if you like me, you already know what to do. Hit that subscribe button. Let's be friends, boo. All right, until next time, y'all, I will